Returning home from work, I found my husband William sitting on the living room sofa with a stern look on his face. Glaring at me intensely, he declared, "I've decided to give our car to Olivia. Refuse and we're getting a divorce." Coming home to such a sudden threat of divorce was unbelievable. And to demand that I hand over my beloved car to Olivia, how much more would he belittle me? He wasn't like this when we first got married. But enough is enough. I've reached my limit of tolerance. Fine, let's divorce then. Oh, so Emily agrees, huh? Taken aback by my unexpected defiance, William seemed to falter. But let's not mistake this for a bluff. I'll teach him what happens when he angers me. My name is Emily, and I am 55 years old. I work as an employee at a major corporation. Initially, I started as a part-timer at a subsidiary, but my work ethic won me a position as a full-time employee. At home, however, I'm just a regular housewife. I'm home. I'll start preparing dinner. Welcome back. Don't bother with dinner. I've already eaten out. This somewhat condescending remark came from William, who was 5 years younger than me. William, having quit his job at the company, now works part-time at a local supermarket. I tried to dissuade him when he first mentioned leaving his job, but he didn't listen. Well, at least he's not unemployed, I thought, and agreed to it. We've been married for 20 years now. He first saw me at my workplace, where he was on a sales call, and fell for me instantly. He pursued me relentlessly until I finally gave in. After 3 years of dating, we got married and had our son. However, life hasn't been as smooth as it might seem. The problem has always been William's wandering eye. He's always had a tendency to chat up any woman he finds attractive. This has been going on for quite some time. I had thought that having children would change things, but before I knew it, 20 years had passed. One Sunday, while I was relaxing at home, our son, John, and his wife, Olivia, came to visit. Hello? John, welcome. Please come in. Hey, Olivia, what are you doing there? Hurry up, over here. I was just looking at that car. Don't rush me. She laughs. Her name is Olivia, John's wife. They work at the same company and got married last year. Olivia is very friendly and cheerful, but to be honest, she often behaves quite immaturely, almost like a college student. I still remember the first time I was introduced to Olivia. Nice to meet you. I really love John. So we're definitely going to be happy together. We're not planning on having children just yet. I want to cherish every moment with John. Is that so? Nice to meet you too. I always thought John would choose a serious and quiet girlfriend, so I couldn't understand why he was attracted to someone like her. And that hasn't changed. Is that car yours, Emily? Yes, why do you ask? I've been interested in it for a while. I'd love to drive it just once. Drive it? Do you even have a driver's license, Olivia? How rude. Of course I have one. But the last time I drove was when I was 18. The last time at 18? Then you're not very experienced. I can't let someone like that drive my precious car. I saved up for years to buy it, so I can't just hand it over easily. Olivia suddenly became upset when I declined her request. Is this the behavior of a 28-year-old woman? She's acting like a child. As I was dumbfounded by Olivia's behavior, "What's all this noise about?" William returned home. "Dad, we're intruding." "Hello, William. Still as handsome as ever, I see." "Ah, Olivia! Still looking beautiful as always." "Oh, William, you make me so happy." William is bad enough, but Olivia is just as bad. As I watched the foolish pair with a look of utter disbelief, John, calmer than me, observed them silently. Then his phone rang. "Excuse me, I need to take this call." He stepped outside, and as I watched him go, Olivia turned to William with a request. "Hey, William, I have a favor to ask." "What is it, Olivia?" "Can I drive that car parked outside?" Please, Dad? The way she blatantly flirted with William in John's absence was nauseating. Her actions made me feel sick. You want to drive the car outside? Sure, anytime. I can even sit next to you and teach you a few things. Then I'll take you up on that offer. Disgusting. What's with these people? Their repulsive exchange was interrupted when William suddenly turned to me. You heard her, Emily. Hand her over the car keys. Olivia wants to drive. Stop joking. Olivia isn't experienced enough to drive. I can't let her drive. I don't care about your feelings, Emily. Olivia has come all this way, and you're spoiling it with your selfishness. Is this what happens when you get old? Losing the ability to care about others? It's worrying to think about the future. The future to worry about is mine. Why should I be subjected to such harsh words for just refusing my son's wife's request? William's words almost brought tears to my eyes. Then, John, who had left the room earlier, returned. What's going on here? Nothing much, just dealing with a few things. I see. John's expression seemed different from earlier, lacking his usual energy. Then, suddenly, Mom, I'm heading back home now. What? You just got here. Why are you leaving so soon? John, why? I don't want to go yet. No way! Ignoring Olivia's reluctance, John grabbed her arm and briskly left the house, saying they had to go. His sudden change of behavior was puzzling. I had never seen John look like that before. Meanwhile, William sat next to me, watching them leave with a look of sadness. A few days after John and Olivia's visit, I came home from work to find a pair of women's shoes at the entrance that I had never seen before. Expecting a guest, I headed to the living room, only to find William and Olivia, drunk and flushed, snuggled up like new lovers. What in the world are you two doing? My angry voice didn't seem to affect them at all. Instead, they glared at me as if I was interrupting their fun. So, I sat down in front of them. The smell of alcohol is overwhelming. Struggling with the overpowering odor of alcohol, I tried to initiate a calm conversation when William suddenly spoke up. Emily, what are you doing here? Came to spoil our fun? Yeah, stop bothering us. Hurry up and bring us some more drinks. If not, start dancing and entertain us. That would be hilarious. William, you're so funny. Olivia, you're truly adorable. Both were completely intoxicated, not listening to a word I said. I realized it was futile and decided to call John to explain the situation. Sorry to bother you, but can you come and pick them up after work? However, John said he had other commitments and couldn't come. It's just picking them up. That's all I'm asking. Sorry, you'll have to handle it yourself. Bye. He hung up, leaving me with the sound of a disconnected call. If you don't do something interesting soon, I'll kick you out of this house. Yeah, do something funny. And by the way, I'm taking this house along with the car. Their continuous sarcasm and verbal abuse were unbearable. It's one thing to be drunk, but some behaviors are simply inexcusable. The thought of such individuals being my family filled me with such sadness and disappointment. Leaving the two engrossed in their drunken state, I went about my business and soon headed to the bedroom, settling into bed. Enduring the noise from downstairs, I noticed a sliver of light peeking through the curtains. It's already this late. I opened the curtains, letting the sunlight flood in. Remembering last night, I went to the living room, but neither William nor Olivia were there. I opened the living room curtains and searched the whole house, but they were indeed nowhere to be found. After searching the entire house and finding no one, my gaze shifted outside to an unusual sight. What? My car! In the parking lot, William and Olivia were about to get into my car. William was in the driver's seat, and Olivia sat beside him, interacting like lovers. "What are you doing?" I hurried over, and William looked at me with annoyance. "Ugh, you're awake." "Good morning." "Why are you taking my car without permission? And you two were drinking until late last night." They were acting as if commandeering my car was no big deal, their breath still reeking of alcohol. I was astonished by their utter disregard for common sense. Moreover, William had rarely driven since our marriage. Why now of all times? I felt uneasy about their behavior and glared at them without a word. Then, suddenly, "Hey, what's with that look? Are you defying me? It's ridiculous for a wife to defy her husband." Olivia, standing next to him, looked at me with a smug, sneering smile. I was unable to retort, overwhelmed by frustration. A few days later, after finishing my afternoon work and taking a break, my mobile phone rang. "Mom, how are you?" It was John. "It's been a while, John. You stopped coming home after that incident, and you haven't been in touch. I was worried." "I've been a bit busy." John's voice sounded tired. Despite my repeated concerns, he assured me he was fine. Then, during a brief pause, "Actually, Mom, I have something to tell you." "What is it? Something you want to talk about?" "The thing is, Dad and Olivia are having an affair." I was momentarily speechless at John's revelation. Responding to John's concern, I assured him I was fine, which seemed to surprise him. "I thought you'd be more shocked." Normally, one would be shocked upon discovering that their husband and son's wife were having an affair. But at that moment, all I felt was a sense of inevitability. I shared with John that I had somehow sensed it. "Why did you think that?" "It's obvious. The two of them drinking alone at home, taking drives together in my car. Anyone would suspect their relationship. But I didn't have any concrete evidence until I heard what you said." "I see. That makes sense." Then John asked what I had planned to do next. Hesitatingly, I mentioned my uncertainty. "If it's okay with you, Mom, can I handle it?" "But..." Sensing my anxiety, John firmly said to trust him and leave it to him. Unsure of his plan, I decided to trust John's words. Returning home from work, I found William sitting on the living room sofa with a stern expression. As he glared at me sharply, he said, "I've decided to give Olivia your car. If you refuse, it's an immediate divorce." Returning home to such an ultimatum from William, and the idea of giving my beloved car to Olivia, how much more must he belittle me? He wasn't like this when we first married. But enough is enough. I've reached my limit of tolerance. "Fine, let's go ahead with the divorce then." "Is that so? Emily finally understands, huh?" Caught off guard by my unexpected defiance, William seemed unusually flustered. But don't think for a moment that this is a bluff. I'm about to teach him a lesson about what happens when he angers me. The day after I handed over my beloved car to William, he left the house early in the morning, brimming with energy. It's easy to guess where he went, but I have my own matters to attend to. I promptly made a phone call. "My name is Emily. Am I speaking with Mr. Taylor?" "We've been expecting your call. Are you having a day off today, Emily?" "Yes, I am. I was told by John to call here." "Then please take care of it." "Thank you. We will." After ending the call with Mr. Taylor and settling down, I received a call from Olivia. "Emily, I need a favor." I was enjoying my peace and didn't want to waste my precious time on Olivia's call. I hung up immediately. Yet the calls kept coming, and I kept disconnecting. This went on for dozens of times. How troublesome. "Yes?" "Emily, it's awful of you not to answer the phone." "Don't disturb my precious day off." Get to the point, quickly. Olivia fell silent at my cold words. When I told her I'd hang up if she didn't have anything important, she finally spoke. About the car insurance? Whose name is it under? It's still under my name. Why do you ask? I just had an accident with the car. Well, you'll have to pay for the damages then. You were driving my car without having changed the ownership and caused an accident. Is that all? Can't you help me a bit? I don't know about that. You were the one who recklessly drove and crashed my car, so take responsibility for it. Goodbye. I then cut off Olivia's call. She tried calling several times after that, but I ignored every call. Meanwhile, I called the insurance company and had them take care of everything. I thought I could finally relax, but then it struck me. This might be an opportunity. I quickly called John and Mr. Taylor. All right, everything is set now. Several hours later, just as I had anticipated, William and Olivia arrived in a frenzy. They stormed into the house, yelling, and made their way straight to me. What now? It's not just what! You should use your insurance! You're making Olivia suffer. Don't you realize that? William, with a rough tone, challenges me, but I remain calm. As William rants, Olivia stands next to him, shedding crocodile tears. Impressive acting under these circumstances, I muttered quietly. What was that? Are you mocking Olivia? He wraps his arm around Olivia's shoulder, comforting her as if she's his own girlfriend. I thought to myself, what a bothersome pair. And just then, the doorbell rang. I called out from the living room, Please, come in! And who should appear but John? And who's this? Pleased to meet you. I'm Mr. Taylor, a lawyer. Lawyer? William, taken aback at the mention of a lawyer, and Olivia, visibly rattled beside him. Now that everyone's here, it's time to wrap this up. Do you understand why John and a lawyer are here? It's to present evidence of your affair and to claim compensation in the divorce proceedings. What? Huh? After the two of them are visibly shaken, John speaks up. I've known for a while that Olivia has been cheating on me with Dad. A coworker at my company saw them behaving like lovers in the park. It turns out that the person John was talking to on the phone earlier was a coworker from his workplace. It was during that call that he found out about their affair. That's why John seemed down at the time. He took pictures of them in that moment and sent them to me. Look. John shows them the photos of the affair, leaving both of them stunned. Then, John hands Olivia a document. Olivia, today is the day we get a divorce. Wait a minute. I won't listen to your opinion. Sign this quickly. Confronted with the harsh reality of divorce, Olivia loses her temper and tries to lunge at me with an angry expression. At that moment, William steps in front of Olivia. Stop it. We understand. We were wrong. We're apologizing, sincerely. So please forgive us. We promise we won't do this again. Huh? There's no way I can forgive you. In front of William, who was apologizing, I hand over another divorce application that I received from John. William, sign this too. Both of you. Sign it now. Faced with my genuine anger for the first time, William turns pale, shocked. Olivia, overcome with fear, can't even speak. They both sign the divorce application with trembling hands. After signing the divorce application, Mr. Taylor talks to them about the compensation for the divorce due to the affair and the division of assets. However, both of them seem eager to be released from the situation, so they claim they don't need any division of assets, and John and I take everything. Later, the news of Olivia's affair with her father-in-law spreads throughout the company, and she becomes an object of disdain by her colleagues. Unable to bear the humiliation, she resigns from the company and returns to her parents' home. However, her parents disown her when they learn about the affair, and now she's living a humble life, working hard to repay the compensation from the divorce trial. As for William, after paying a substantial amount of compensation for the divorce trial, he quits his part-time job to make ends meet and spends his days working tirelessly. And then, John, how about a trip next time? Sounds good. Let's go to Miami, which you have been wanting to visit for a while. Of course, in your favorite car. Since divorcing William, I've been enjoying happy days with John.